In our Purchase or Pass segment this week, we take a look at something that's been on the market for a long time and see whether it could be an opportunity to pick up a bargain. Now, it's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath townhouse-style property in a unit complex 5 kilometres from the CBD. It's got double parking and the complex includes a gym, pool, sauna, and the strata fees are $1,300 a quarter. Now, the property is very close to the transport links to the airport, the city and the local beaches. It was listed in September 2012 for $850,000 plus, rose to $880 plus, and then was still listed in June this year for $845. So I guess to start with, what would you take as some of the positives on that property?
The rent seems to be geared at about greater than 5%, so rental return's not bad, assuming that's achievable. It's a 3-bedroom, 3-bath residence, which is sort of unusual to find in terms of that situation. And I think whilst it's a townhouse, it has all the sort of benefits of a large complex.
And that's the thing, is certain people want that kind of stuff. It's almost like having the free-standing house, or maybe some people that are downsizing and they don't want all the maintenance of having the house and the garden, their own pool, whereas they can get into a complex and use all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, now you mentioned it's been on the market for a long time. That could be an opportunity, or how do you see that?
Yeah, so a lot of people would normally say it's an opportunity, whereas from what I know from the areas that I deal in, and I don't deal in this area, is the good properties sell well, and that's what Tom says. His properties, they sell very, very quick because they're in massive demand. So I think in the hot suburbs, I think it's a bad thing because it means it's either overpriced or there's something wrong with it. But again, maybe in more of a secondary area, then maybe that's the thing, is it's just an opportunity there.
Right, okay. And what comments do you have on the strata fees? Or?
Yeah, so strata fees, I'd say that's pretty expensive. So normally we're buying 600 to 900 grand units in blocks without all those amenities, and we're maybe paying $600 or $700 a quarter. So to pay an extra 600 a quarter is like another 2.5, 3 grand or so, and that eats into your rent as an investment. So the thought is as well, they had 3 different agents over that time.
Yeah.
And I tried to track it online and even tried on realestate.com, and I think they've potentially taken it off the market, so I don't know if it's even sold for around that kind of money.
Okay.
So certainly interesting. I think the other thing that I picked up is there's lots of similar developments, and so that's a hard thing to stand out from the crowd.
Right.
So it's a tough one. So what are your thoughts?
Look, based on the strata fees, because I do think they offset the rent, as well as the time it's been on market, there's always a worry when that's occurring. I would pass.
Yep. And look, whilst I have friends that live in this area and they absolutely love it, I'm not necessarily a fan of large blocks in highly densely developed areas, especially when there's expensive gyms, pools and saunas to pay out of the rent. So I think the time on the market to me is actually a warning rather than an opportunity, so I'm going to pass as well. But I would put in there, for the right kind of person, potentially it's the right kind of opportunity.